Obviously, your little brother, you know what I'm saying, Shakur, that's the fight. Everybody want to see that. That's the 50-50, I think, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying 50-50. I told both of them that. That's a toss-up to me. No bias. Don't just say that because it's your man. Who you got winning that?
Boxing scene is on fire after Terence Crawford unleashed some stunning remarks about the potential clash between Haney and Shakur Stevenson. Crawford, who has guided Shakur's development for years and understands his skill set at an elite level, delivered a powerful warning that has sparked intense discussion across the sport. Stevenson recently put on a masterclass against Teofimo Lopez at Madison Square Garden, delivering such a commanding showing that every judge scored the bout 119 to 109. Riding that momentum, Haney is now pushing hard for the showdown, boldly declaring it the most significant fight the sport can offer right now.
The unthinkable, and brought in Debo, Devin the Dream Haney for the live fight broadcast. And both of you is on the list.
Still, what Terence Crawford exposed about how Shakur could handle Haney inside the ropes is rattling the boxing world and forcing fans and analysts to wonder if Haney fully grasps the danger he's calling out. Crawford's bold insight paints a picture of a matchup that could spiral into a one-sided display of precision, control, and relentless ring IQ, igniting fierce debate about whether Haney is walking toward a career-defining opportunity or charging straight into a storm he may not be prepared to survive.
Boxing, he's definitely talented, you know what I mean? And he's definitely got that it. And yeah, he's definitely respected in boxing. But Shakur is a different.
Crawford's alert wasn't like chatter or routine support. It was a calculated breakdown explaining why this matchup could turn into a brutal challenge for Haney if it materializes. But before unpacking Crawford's intense caution, Haney ignited the conversation himself with bold social media claims that grabbed the sport's full attention and pushed the narrative into overdrive. Only days after Shakur Stevenson delivered a commanding performance against Teofimo Lopez in front of a packed Madison Square Garden, Haney jumped online with a fearless call-out that sent waves through the boxing community. Haney declared across his platforms, "Me and Shakur are the next mega fight in boxing. I want him and Keyshawn little brother first, then big brother. I'm even fine handling big brother first."
Shakur will grow into whatever weight
you're in. I mean, all of us is close to the same size. We know we're all growing together. We're all like, getting bigger. It's only so many guys that we could make big money and people want to see the fights. Which even though I know that they making new guys, it's guys like fucking Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up too. So eventually they gonna be there too.
Challenge was sharp, calculated, and clearly aimed at capturing massive attention from fans and media eager to witness two elite tacticians collide inside the ring. Still, many within the boxing world were caught off guard by Haney's level of confidence, especially after Stevenson's clinical dismantling of Lopez, where he barely absorbed punishment and maintained complete control across all 12 rounds. Insiders suggest that Haney's team has quietly evaluated this potential showdown for quite some time, convinced that Haney's physical advantages in size and reach could create serious obstacles for Stevenson at welterweight. Reports from individuals familiar with those internal talks claim a member of Haney's camp emphasized during strategic discussions that Stevenson has yet to face an opponent who can match Haney's range while maintaining disciplined distance management and consistent precision over an entire fight.
That's the case, don't perpetrate. You talking big, but truth be told, you put me and him in a ring where nobody else can help him. There's nobody else that is gonna be able to fight for him. What's gonna happen? Yeah. Like, he know deep down inside that I'm the truth. That's what he know. He know he done been in the ring with me several times. Go ask him, like really ask him and tell him to be honest about me as a...
That confidence from Haney's camp sharply clashes with the message Terence Crawford has been delivering both behind the scenes and in public about how this matchup could truly play out if it becomes official. Shakur Stevenson's reaction to Haney's challenge was brief, mysterious, and carried a cold sense of certainty about what could unfold if promoters and networks finalize the bout. Stevenson responded with a simple but loaded message, saying, "Be careful what you ask for. Things might just happen." The statement was short, yet it echoed loudly throughout the boxing world because Stevenson rarely participates in verbal exchanges unless he is fully certain of his abilities. Numerous analysts interpreted his and controlled response has the mindset of a fighter who believes he possesses the skill, composure, and tactical edge to outclass Haney on the biggest stage possible.
And it'll like be a long time coming just because of the history of everything that went on, but I'm not going to 47, so that's why I really asked him what.
A well-respected trainer who chose to stay unnamed reportedly told peers, "When Shakur speaks that calmly and with that level of certainty, it usually means he has already mapped out how he plans to take control of every round." Still, the most eye-opening and intimidating evaluation of this possible clash came from Terence Crawford, who has observed Stevenson's evolution firsthand for years while guiding his growth. Even before Stevenson's dominant outing against Lopez, Crawford made remarks that many brushed aside at the time, but now sound remarkably accurate. During an interview with Bernie the Boxer, Crawford explained, "Teofimo is a strong competitor. He's gifted, explosive, and he tends to rise when the spotlight gets brighter. But Shakur operates on a completely different tier."
You know, Shakur's different. You know, people may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they said the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur.
Crawford doubled down by adding, "This weekend, he's going to prove it." And those words age perfectly as Stevenson delivered a masterful performance that left Lopez overwhelmed and supporters stunned by how dominant it became. Insiders close to Crawford later revealed that his confidence only intensified after the fight, especially regarding a possible welterweight clash between Stevenson and Haney, according to individuals present during backstage discussions at Madison Square Garden. Crawford allegedly told members of Stevenson's camp that Haney might not fully grasp the challenge he's pursuing, insisting Stevenson could outclass him to the point where the skill gap would be impossible to ignore. While those remarks were never delivered publicly, they have spread rapidly throughout boxing circles, fueling intense speculation and highlighting just how strongly Crawford believes in Stevenson's superiority inside the ring.
Yeah, Shakur said, I think if he can go up to 47 and fight Ben, I think he can go up to 47 and fight Devin.
Right.
You know, like I said before, I think that they both bring out the best of each other, you know. And I like to say, you seen their sparring sessions, they high level shit, you know. And like I said, when I watch Devin, his sparring sessions be way better.
Despite those strong opinions, Crawford has publicly defended both Stevenson and Haney from criticism, which makes his behind-the-scenes evaluation of their potential showdown even more impactful. In an earlier interview with Bernie the Boxer, Crawford praised Haney's achievements, highlighting that he became the youngest undisputed champion in history and showed resilience and determination during tough moments, particularly referencing his ability to stay composed under pressure. Crawford also stood firm in support of Stevenson, stressing that technical skill and ring intelligence deserve respect, emphasizing that effectiveness and results outweigh flashy power or crowd appeal. While his public stance reflects balance and respect, insiders claim Crawford's private analysis of a Stevenson-Haney matchup is far more direct and intense. Reports from individuals familiar with those conversations suggest Crawford believes Haney's physical reach would be neutralized by Stevenson's elite footwork, angle creation, and defensive precision, predicting Stevenson could force Haney into constant misses and strategic errors. According to those close to Crawford's perspective, he views Stevenson's defensive mastery as already advanced enough to disrupt Haney's greatest strengths in distance control and fundamental execution. Numerous analysts echo that sentiment, noting that although Haney possesses polished technique and a sharp jab, he is yet to encounter an opponent combining Stevenson's speed, timing, composure, and defensive awareness at such a high level.
Like he hit everybody else. And he know that. He knows that. That's why he's like, he's boring, he's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done, so it's not marketable. But he can't do that because Shakur is what, a three-weight world champion.
One analyst who has closely studied both fighters reportedly told peers, his style works brilliantly against typical opponents, but Shakur operates outside that category. He's a defensive mastermind who has a habit of making world-class fighters appear average. Exactly like he did against Lopez, that comparison carries weight because many expected Lopez's explosiveness and power to present serious challenges. Yet Stevenson controlled the contest from opening bell to final round with remarkable ease. Insiders claim Crawford has suggested that a similar scenario could unfold against Haney, possibly with even greater difficulty, arguing that Haney does not possess the same fight-changing power that made Lopez a constant threat. According to individuals familiar with those private discussions, Crawford allegedly emphasized that Lopez least carried the ability to shift momentum with a single clean shot, raising questions about how Haney would respond if Stevenson consistently neutralized his offense and forced him into a night of frustration and missed opportunities.
Shakur Stevenson, now that you've sort of sailed off into the sunset, done your thing in boxing, is he the sort of heir apparent to what was your throne? Do you look at him and go, you've all the ability, you've all the tools, obviously you've friends as well as just someone who you've been in the gym with. Is he that guy now who becomes pound for pound #1 if he beats Teofimo Lopez?
Well, yeah, for sure. When he beats Teofimo.
Harsh evaluation underscores a critical factor that would make the matchup extremely challenging for Haney: his limited one-punch threat against elite, defensively skilled opponents. While his record boasts 15 knockouts in 31 fights, the majority came against lower-tier competition, and he has never stopped a top-level fighter in their prime. In contrast, Stevenson's defensive mastery, so refined that even powerful contenders like Teofimo Lopez struggled to land meaningful shots or inflict real damage across a full 12 rounds. Analysts agree the stylistic clash heavily favors Stevenson, and Crawford's warnings appear rooted in this fundamental truth: when two fighters' skill sets collide, Haney's strengths are unlikely to overcome Stevenson's precision, timing, and elite defensive acumen.
Dev, is that back on the table as far as us as fans should be talking about this, or is that y'all niggas just doing some Twitter shit?
Nah, I mean, that's cool. Like I told you, I'll fight him. I'll move up to 40 and fight him. Like there's no changing like what I think about that fight. I think that'll be a big fight too in the sport of boxing.
Haney's camp, however, believes they've spotted potential gaps in Stevenson's approach, particularly regarding his comfort in extended exchanges and under constant pressure. Insiders say they've been dissecting footage of Stevenson's bouts with William Zepeda and Oscar Valdez, searching for tendencies they could exploit using Haney's reach advantage. One source close to Haney's strategy reportedly stated, "We think Shakur struggles when you force him to work backwards for 12 rounds and make him the aggressor instead of the counterpuncher." While the plan may appear sound on paper, Crawford and others intimately familiar with Stevenson contend that Haney lacks both the physical attributes and the mental endurance to sustain such a strategy over a full fight. According to those in the know, Crawford privately argues that Haney's cautious, risk-averse style actually plays into Stevenson's hands, giving Shakur the freedom to dictate the pace, pick precise moments to strike, and control the ring without ever putting himself in serious danger.
You know, so it could. I don't know why they not. It's on Devin. Shakur ready to fight everybody. Nobody calling Shakur bluff. Nobody. In a real way. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's calling that man's bluff, and he wants to fight. Nobody's.
Crawford has reportedly stressed the mental side of this matchup repeatedly when speaking to insiders in the boxing world. Sources indicate he believes Stevenson's confidence is peaking after his dominant performance over Lopez, while Haney's mindset remains fragile following the multiple knockdowns and exposed vulnerabilities against Ryan Garcia. One insider familiar with Crawford's thoughts reportedly said that believes Devin is still medley scarred from the Garcia fight, and stepping into the ring with someone as skilled as Shakur right now could be disastrous for both his career and confidence. This psychological factor adds another dimension to why Crawford's warnings carry weight. While Haney struggled with resilience, composure, and assertiveness when pressured in the Garcia fight, Stevenson doesn't rely on one-punch power. Instead, his methodical technical mastery and ability to frustrate opponents over 12 rounds could dismantle Haney's confidence while systematically dominating the fight.
My next fight.
Your next fight? What, Haney? You'll have. So you want Haney next, then, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And you think you knock him out, or you stop him, or what?
We're gonna see. You're the man. Great fight.
Take care.
Many insiders argue that Crawford's perspective carries exceptional weight because he's witnessed Stevenson execute this exact type of dominance countless times in sparring throughout their years together. Sources close to their training report that Shakur has consistently challenged and often outclassed much larger fighters in the gym, using pinpoint speed, timing, and ring IQ to make them appear slow and predictable. One gym insider reportedly commented, "I've seen Shakur make welterweights and even junior middleweights look foolish in sparring." In that context, Haney's size advantage becomes largely irrelevant if he can't land meaningful shots. These first-hand accounts suggest that Crawford's warnings aren't hypothetical, they're grounded in real-world evidence of Stevenson's ability to neutralize bigger, technically skilled opponents resemble Haney's style.
This fight now is even more juicy than it was the first time around when they were talking about it. When they were talking about it the first time around, Haney was red hot as an undisputed lightweight champion, and Shakur was the boogeyman who was very good, but was having trouble locking in those big
insider
games.
boogeyman.
Right. I gotta be honest, man. Like this could, if this happens right now, this is the right timing too. Because
the rehydration clause that Stevenson insists on for any welterweight that adds another layer to Crawford's warnings and underscores why this fight could be especially risky for Haney. Shakur has made it clear that he will only step into the ring with a strict limit on how much weight his opponent can regain after the official weigh-in, a move designed to neutralize the natural size advantages bigger welterweights and create a more level playing field against someone like Haney. Sources close to negotiations indicate that Haney's camp has been reluctant to accept such restrictions, wanting to preserve every possible physical edge against Stevenson's superior technical skill. Yet the situation is a catch-22. Refusing the clause could make Haney appear evasive, while agreeing to it would strip away one of the few advantages his team believes he can rely on, intensifying the challenge he would face in the ring.
Me personally, I wouldn't have signed up for that.
From a pro, explain what that actually means.
So like every fight, we cut 20, 30 pounds every fight. But some people go lose their weight in the sauna. Some people lose their weight in a hot bath, sit in a hot bath. Some people lose their weight working out. Me personally, I don't like the sauna suit. I don't like the hot bath.
This catch-22 is exactly the kind of scenario that Crawford and Stevenson have anticipated, putting Haney in a position where every choice whether to accept or reject conditions amplifies both the physical and psychological risk he faces. The business side of the matchup also factors heavily into Crawford's guidance, as he knows better than most how politics, promotion, and money can complicate even the most compelling fights. Sources indicate that Crawford has been advising Stevenson to demand top value for any bout with Haney, fully aware that Shakur's stock has never been higher following his dominant showing over Lopez. According to those familiar with the conversations, Crawford reportedly told Shakur, "Make them pay you what you're worth. After what you did to Teo, you're the main event now, don't let anyone lowball you." This strategic counsel demonstrates that Crawford is considering not just the competitive aspects of the potential fight, but also protecting Stevenson's long-term career, financial security, and overall positioning in the sport.
He'll be a 4-weight world champion. You know, I'm a 5-weight world champion, and I can see him becoming a 5-weight world champion as well. You know, Shakur got all the tools and all the abilities to do bigger and better things than me, and that's what
Boxing world is split over this potential showdown, with some fans eager to see two elite technicians clash, while others fear it could be uneventful. One devoted Haney supporter reportedly tweeted, "Devon's reach and size will be too much for Shakur. He's going to jab him to pieces for 12 rounds and take a clear decision." Shakur's fans fired back just as fiercely, one commenting, "Y'all forgot what Shakur did to Lopez. Haney would face the same man, probably worse, because he lacks the power to make Shakur respect him." This division highlights the uncertainty around styles and how the fight might unfold. Even as most experts lean towards Stevenson based on technical superiority, Crawford's warnings, however, go deeper than skill alone, emphasizing intangibles like confidence, mental toughness, and the ability to navigate adversity during the championship rounds, factors that could decisively shape the outcome.
At a good moment in their careers.
Very high.
It's actually,
and there's a title on the
it's actually simmered better than it had back then. And back then it was really, really something that you wanted to see. But now, because of Shakur's recent performance and Haney still being undefeated and having right.
As talks for this potential super fight quietly unfold, Crawford's stark warnings about what Stevenson could do to Haney are sure to dominate discussions and debate across the boxing world. Whether Haney heeds these cautions or pushes ahead regardless remains uncertain in the coming weeks and months. That's all for now. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel for the latest updates, key moments, and expert analysis from the world of boxing, and make sure notifications are on so you never miss content like this. Until next time, stay sharp and enjoy the fight game.